welcome back to Man Cave Workshop. Okay, moving on with this Hackett RP25, we're going to attempt the case now. Looking at it, these should have had a foam underneath them, but you can see that that's totally gone. So it's a hell of a job to reform these, but we're going to see what we can do with it. Looking at the inside, let's open this up. I don't know if I can get this close enough for you to see, but it is looking a little bit of a mess. On the hinge there, it's like a piano hinge. There's a lot of corrosion. So what I think I'm going to do now is I'm going to take it outside and get rid of all this dust and horrible mucky stuff from the inside. So it just makes it a bit more workable. Okay. Right, okay, we just brushed with a soft old paint brush. We just brushed and hoovered it out, and already you can see it looks a lot better from not having all the dust in it. Now these little felt washers, I've nearly hoovered them up actually, and I've lost these before, and they're very hard. I can't get these anymore. I've ended up putting rubber grommets in, slicing them down to fit. So we're going to put them on one side, keep them safe. The first thing we're going to do is attempt to get this hinge off. So let's get a screwdriver and see if we can't get this off. Sometimes these come off easy, sometimes they don't. Here we go. To be coming out all right. Oh yeah, I've got some new screwdrivers, and these are magnetic as well, so it should be a little bit easier. Now that one's got a lot of battery corrosion on it, so it might be a bit of a struggle. Let's get these out of here too. It's not the right size for these ones, different size. This one feels a little bit too small for it as well. So I'm going to get the screws out, and then we'll come back to see these guys down here, because I think these are going to be a bit of a struggle. Right, okay, I'm just doing a little bit of handheld here, so you can see how badly corroded these screws are. It's these three last ones. All the others came out. These three last ones, you can see how much corrosion's on them. What I'm going to do, I'm going to let them soak in a bit of the GT85 and see if we can clean them and get a screwdriver in there to get them out. Okay, so while they soak, if you look at them, I've drenched them in the GT85. I'm going to get the speaker out, and this is just 1, 2, 3, 4 nuts. Quite a few washers. We get this out of the way so we don't damage it, because they're easy to damage. We don't want to be doing that. So let's have a look what size we need. And way too big. Okay. Too small typically. So it is a size 4BA. So let's see what these are just, they tend to be loose, these. I don't know why they don't tighten them up, unless they vibrate themselves loose over time. Let's pull them out and get the speaker out. Okay, we're just getting the speaker out. Let's see the sequence that these so there's a washer and a locking washer that go onto them. Let's move this a bit more central. Okay, so let's pull these off, and then let's speak out. Let's see how clean this is inside. Look at that. I've seen this before. They seem to get a really good seal, and this dust The grill seems to keep a lot of the muck out of these. Some radios, you take the speaker out and they are full of dust bunnies and everything in the speaker. Okay, so let's put these sockets on one side. What I'm going to do next is, I'm going to put all the nuts, bolts and washers all safely away, and then we're going to have a look at these screws that are, can you see them? Let me see what you can see. Okay, we're going to look at these screws that are corroded in. So as you can see, let me get a bit more close in here. I'm not sure how the focus is. We're back on the other phone because the quality is supposed to be better. It's just the saturation that I was struggling with on one of the videos. I'm going to try and clean the heads out with the newly acquired torture tools and see if we can get a screwdriver in there and get any grip on it at all. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Doing this really carefully. I don't want to strip the heads at this point. That's got a bit of grip. I think what I'll carry on doing is I'll wet them through again with a GT85. And whoops, sorry for the big camera nudge. Wet them through again and keep cleaning them out, and hopefully that will free them up. Okay, as I'm doing, I'll just keep bathing them. You can hear this, listen. They're so corroded. You can actually see, if I can get a piece, you can see all the corrosion coming out. I'm going to carry on doing this. I do think we're going to struggle getting these out. Let's give it a go with a screwdriver while you're close in. The last thing I want to do is strip these. Let's see. Oh, it's beginning to turn, this one. Okay. So just by a bit of patience and persevering, we got that one out, didn't we? Again, I'm going to have a go at these two. These tend to be harder, these ones up at the top, but I shall persevere and hopefully get them out. They've had bath after bath. Let's get rid of this base, the back plate now, because there's nothing holding it on. Well, there shouldn't be, unless it has glue on it. And let's be careful with this and no rush. The Rexine on that side had stuck a little bit, just here. It's stuck. Okay, let's get that on one side out of the way. Well, while I was looking at this as well, these grill plates, they usually end up snapping. They've got little legs that go in, and this one's only got a bit of movement on this corner here. That's not too bad. I can get some. This has got to come off. I can put it this way up on the bench now, and I'm all one-sided with this, aren't I? And get some real purchase on these now and see if we can't get them out. I don't want to drill them out, but if we have to, we have to. Right, okay, I tried and they're that corroded, there's no chance that they're going to come out. So unfortunately, what we're going to have to do is to drill them out. Okay, so I'll just carry on and drill these last two out. Right, unfortunately we had to drill them out. Now we have the problem here. We're going to have to get these out, and again I'm going to drill them out with a smaller size drill bit, and then we can move along. Okay, so what we're doing, we just drilled down either side, and we're going to have a go at extracting the screw, which is quite loose now. It should come out no problem. There's one. I'm going to do the other side, and then we're going to refill this hole with some wood, some wood and some PVA glue to accept the new screws when it's all put back together. So there's the idea. We filled the holes up with PVA glue, we've got some dowels, and we've tapped them in so they're under tension. Let that dry off a bit, and we will then cut them off. When the hinge goes back on. You won't be able to see these anyway. You'll just see the screw that goes into them, and it'll be nice and firm and good to go. Right, let's carry on. They're starting to dry off now. The moral of it is, do not leave batteries in anything, because if you do and they start to leak and corrode, it causes a nightmare of problems. Okay, let's get the turntable off the bottom. Now this is held on by 3 screws, 3 spade head screws. You can see them as you turn it. Let's get that off. Spade head screwdriver. Okay, we'll get this off. So you just pull a screw out, and there's going to be lots of little pauses in this video because I'm sort of doing one and then I just get on and get them all out now. Okie doke. Next up, I took these bars out here. I think that's just to stop the batteries from sliding all the way in. That's what they're there for. Next up, we're going to get the speaker grill off. This is a simple case. Famous last words. Of just unhooking these little tabs. Let's just do one for you, and getting them all straight. Once you've lifted them, I do tend to just like to use my fingers because you can sort of feel. And when you've got them out fairly straight, then it is the time to get some pliers and just straighten out them completely straight, because they've got to slide through straight. So I'll work my way around and undo all of these. Did we get that in shot okay? Okay, so that's all the little tabs done. Let's turn it over and just remove the speaker grill. It should, if I've got them all straight, come off fairly easily. There we go. That's that off. Let's get that on one side. And there's a little like protective felt there. We're going to felt as it. You can see what it is. We're just going to pull that off, hopefully without ripping it. Oh, we ripped it a tiny bit up there. You can see that. Ripped it a tiny little bit there. That came off fairly okay. And lastly, we are going to undo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws to remove the front cover. Okay. Just getting around to the last screw to remove the face wall plate. Let's see if it comes off easily. Yeah, it just lifts off. Let me move the camera out a bit so you can see a bit more there. So there we go. Apart from that, the badge is just held on by these little sort of washer circlip springy thingies. And that's pretty much, apart from these, it's pretty much a full case dismantle. Oh, I just remembered, yeah, these came through the post the other day from Radio Cruncher, some of his 3D printed battery snaps. Thank you very much, Radio Cruncher. They will come in extremely handy and useful. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's just basically dismantling the case. I suppose if you wanted to go further, you could start getting into steaming the glue open on these joints, and I don't see any reason to take it any further than this for what I want to do. I mean, you could take these off, but they're not in my way, the little spring clips that hold the back on. So, I hope to catch you in the next video. Hope you enjoyed it. Catch ya.